that the 9 to 5 workplace is not where your future lies, it's going to change your life forever. The only problem is you're delayed in figuring it out. Now, me and so many others, we got it. Man, we realized very, very quickly that the 9 to 5 was designed to keep you stuck. I know that sounds crazy, so I'll say it again. It was designed to keep you stuck. It was never designed with freedom in mind. It was never designed with generational wealth for you, the employee, in mind. Now, it doesn't mean jobs are bad things. They're not. But I'll tell you what is your dependency on a job. Having a job as your only source of income is, think about it. You believe, and again, the sooner you accept this, the better off you'll be, and very, very quickly. The sooner you accept that the job market is #RIP, that no job, absolutely no job is safe and secure. Some jobs are safer than others today, but none, as far as I know of, are safe. At some point, technology or someone who's willing to do your job for less is going to create competition for you. So you got the information now. Whatever you do about it from here on out, that's up to you. My advice is to do something about it as quickly as you can. So you can sit back and act like everything is okay and that nothing's going to change, and that this tsunami, this wave of jobs being taken, this wave of AI replacing employees, you can act like it's not going to happen to you. You can act like you're safe from it, like you're AI proof. But I promise you, there's a really good chance you're not. Especially if your job is a desk job, if your job can be done over the phone, over the computer, over a laptop, you're not going to be needed. You're not going to be needed very soon. You're going to become irrelevant. You're going to become a dinosaur. You're going to be put into the wasteland. This is Mad Max. And AI is the Thunderdome. So you're going to find yourself in a situation you don't want to be in, where your income stops. Listen. Jobs were not designed, again, they were not designed to give you financial freedom. Jobs were designed to teach you how to work a system so someone else could benefit from it and get wealthy and get rich. That's why the money's always at the top. That's what jobs were designed for. Now, it doesn't mean that jobs are bad things, because they help you, they help me. I've had plenty of jobs, more than I could count, more than I could remember. And I've been fired from more than I can count, more than I can remember, probably all. I can't think of a job that I wasn't fired from. And so jobs helped me, helped my family, put food on the table, clothes on the back, roof over the head, the old cliches. And jobs were a big part of me taking care of my family, because by the time I graduated high school, I was already a dad. And so there was a time I was working 3 jobs at one time. They were all part-time jobs, but they were burning me out. And if you know what it's like to work hard and not see yourself get ahead, then smash the thumbs up. If you know what it's like to work hard, not get ahead, smash the thumbs up. If that makes sense to you, that, hey, look, I've worked hard, I have not seen any signs of me doing better, smash the thumbs up, because I know what it's like to work. And as much as I come on here and do these videos, I keep telling you guys, everything that I talk about on this channel is from my perspective. It's not something I've heard, something somebody else mentioned, a conversation I picked up, something I saw posted online. It's none of that. It's strictly from my experiences, which have not been good for the most part. I've worked hard and never gotten ahead. I've held down more than one job, 3 jobs at one time. I've saved money in the bank only to see the money spent, never replaced, and stuck again. I've bought a house tied to a paycheck. No go. No bueno. I've trusted that my job was safe, secure, and I could build my life around it. Didn't happen. Let down. I've trusted that, my paycheck was a reliable source of income. And then I found out it wasn't. I found out it was not a reliable source of income. It wasn't even reliable for that week. I found out these companies want to replace you as soon as they can. So, and I figured all that stuff out just by learning the hard way. So you can learn from other people, or you can learn on your own. Those are the only two ways you're going to learn. You're either going to learn from your mistakes or someone else's mistakes. I'd rather learn from someone else's mistakes if I have the opportunity, but unfortunately, I'm the guy that made the mistakes, and you guys get to learn from me, which is better than you going through the things I've been through. I've been homeless multiple times. You think I learned my lesson the first time, or you think I learned my lesson the second time, and I didn't. I think I learned it the third time, but I've been homeless a few times in my life. Like, how homeless? Like homeless. No, no friend's couch, nothing like that. Like sleeping outside, literally. Sleeping in a truck, sleeping outside. I've done it. Sleeping in abandoned apartments, renovated apartments. I've done it. And trust me, I ain't bragging, and this is not a brag. I never want to experience that again. I don't understand how people get on social media and brag about, struggling, bragging about, living in their vehicles. You got to be out of your mind. I don't want to do that. I've done that. That is not fun. Don't let these people come on here and fool you and make you believe that living in your car or van life or something like that is the way to go. It's not. Don't listen to these folks. Trust me, you don't want to be in that situation, and you don't have to be. What you do with your life from here on out, it's going to be based on what you believe anyway, what's in your mindset anyway, how you've been programmed anyway, and that's just the way it's going to play out. Again, if you've worked hard and seen other people get ahead of you while you outwork them, run circles around them, and you don't get moved up, smash the thumbs up. Let me know that I'm not just talking to myself. Let me know there are others out there who have worked hard like I did, hustled like I did, grinded like I did, and still ended up with more bills than money at the end of each month. Let me know if that's you. And let me know in the comments if you guys believe that the economy is going to get better, that it's going to get healthier first, or that it's going to get worse first. See, I believe it's going to get worse. And the reason I believe that is because of the amount of printing of money that's gone on in the past 5 years. In my opinion, there's no way this economy can get better with inflation the way it is. There's no way it can get better with the job market the way it is. Again, you guys continue to trust and believe that these jobs are safe and secure. And I'm like this insane. You ever see these movies where people are like nuts and insane, and they're usually, it turns out they're usually like the smartest ones, the only ones who saw it coming. And then, everybody calls them conspiracy theorists and this and that, and that's a crazy man on the top of the hill, but usually that's the smartest character in the movie. And I feel like, not telling you I'm the smartest character in the movie, but right now I feel like I'm on the top of a hill telling you that there's some hard times ahead. How hard, I don't know. But I know when the average family can't go to the grocery store and buy what they need, we got a problem. Listen, I lived through Hurricane Katrina. In fact, if you're from South Louisiana, we don't even say Katrina, we just say '05, right? Now, to everybody else, '05 might mean something different, but to us, it's Katrina. Hey, man, what's up? Let me get a small blended Rebel,
Okay.
and it's going to be blackberry, watermelon, and strawberry.
Gotcha. That's it today?
Yeah, that's all I need. I got cash.
Perfect. It's going to be $5.57 up that window.
At the window? All right, you got it. And I rarely have cash, so this stuff, trash. Trash. Just trash. They printed so much money. Let me finish what I was saying. So I don't let me get off topic, y'all. What's up to everybody watching now and in the future when this airs? So '05, Katrina, August 29th, 2005. I think this month is 20 years. That's crazy. And you want to see people turn to the worst version of themselves? It ain't money that'll turn them. I've seen it firsthand. You know what will make people go nuts? And the person that you might look and go, man, that's my neighbor. My neighbor was always a good person. Now they're doing anything. Like, they're doing everything. They've lost their mind. You know what to do that? Hunger pains. Oh yeah. Money, sure, money might lead to some criminal activities or somebody making bad decisions or a new OnlyFans account. I wish I would have thought of OnlyFans. No, not to do OnlyFans. I wish I would have thought of the business of OnlyFans. And because it doesn't have to be anything derogatory. You do what you want. But it's like private theater, I guess. I don't know. But when people started getting hungry, everything changed. The scarcity kicked in. The lack environment took over. And it was all about survival. It was all about survival. So when families can't feed themselves, then you have a real problem. How bad? I don't know. But I'm telling you, there's nothing worse than stomach pains and you can't feed yourself, you can't feed your kids. Now you're willing to do a little bit of anything. So money problems can be moved around. If your baby's hungry and the baby needs food now, we got a real problem. So, but this stuff is trash, and the reason I say it is because money has been ever since. They're not going to teach you this in schools, and why would they? They're not going to teach you about money in school, and why would they? School's designed for you to become a drone, to become a robot. That's all school is. Does have value, does teach you how to read and write. I give it all that, sure. But I'm convinced after you learn how to read, write, and do math, you can leave school. You don't need to be in school for 13 years. My kids, by the time they hit 7th grade or something like that, they know everything they need. Think about what you learned in high school. I think by the time you get to high school, you should already be focused on what you want to be in life and doing that. And if you don't have that figured out by high school, then you should not be allowed to go to college until you're at least 21. And the reason I say that is because I don't need that. I don't need that change. And the reason I say that is because most people, thanks man, most people, by the time they get to college, they don't even know what they want to do. Somebody let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. Is 21 a good age for college, or should they move it to 25? I just feel like kids should go out and be able to live their lives. Man, I got so much I can say in this video. Whew, gosh. I'm just thinking about this as I go. But as kids go out and they should be able to go out and live their lives and get to experience the world and then come back and decide what you want to do. Because if you go to college and you say, I want to do this, college is going to let you in. And then a year later, you're going to look at them and say, I don't really like that as much as I thought I would. So because of that, because I don't like it as much as I thought I would, I no longer want to do that. So here's what I want to do now. And you're going to change your major. Well, guess what's not going to change? the college debt. So now you have $10, $20, $30,000 of debt, and you don't even want to do that no more. To me, that's insane. But you know who you have to thank for that? Barack Obama. Barack Obama, just go back. Never listen to what I say. Always take it with a grain of salt. Always go back and do your own homework. Don't trust anything I say. But Barack Obama, I think in his first term, made sure, and I'm not trying to be political, because I know you guys are super sensitive. This is the softest generation that ever could have been made. And then they gave you all Twitter fingers. Oh my gosh. Now cowards can speak. It's just nuts. When I was young and you insult somebody, you get punched in the face. So my kid, look, I told you I could talk about anything. This is just an open session. If you have any questions or comments, you're welcome to drop it. It's just an open session. I'm just talking. And I should do this more so I can just vent and talk about some stuff. But my son, he's in kindergarten. And so I get emails and texts a lot because this dude, he's rough. He likes to wrestle. He likes to play fight, stuff like that. And I don't mind. And the teacher would like text and email and like, hey, Weston's, does Weston act like this a lot? He's a little this, a little that. I was like, look, that's his personality. He likes to play. He likes to wrestle. He likes to have fun. He's just being a little boy. And she couldn't comprehend that. Like, what are y'all teaching kids today? No, he's gonna go play. He's gonna have fun. If you can't teach the class, then you need to find something else to do, or you need to find a more exciting way to teach the students. Because school is boring. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's very boring. And they're just going to teach your kids to get jobs. You got to fight against that. There's no telling what you're going to see in these classrooms. There's no telling what you're going to see, and you know what I mean. You might see a little bit of anything from kids and from parents who approve of it. Unbelievable. I don't know what you fools are out there doing with your kids, but I'm going to raise my kid the right way. And I don't care what you say, because there ain't no softies in my house. There's no, well, you just do, no, don't come around. Don't come around. It's going to be a problem. So I'm just saying, we got some standards. We ain't backing down. We don't answer to you. I don't care. All right. So, but Barack Obama, I don't know what the legislation was called, but it basically guaranteed that the government would pay back student loans. And so as soon as that happened, now you got government. It's basically a government loan. And so when that happened, the universities understood that to mean no matter what we charge, it'll be paid. And so go back and look at the tuition spike and what years where the tuition just took off. To me, it's insane. It's borderline illegal. People are out here stressed out about student loan debt. And by the way, go back a year ago, look at my videos. I told you. What did I say? I said they're lying to you. They are not going to forgive student loan debt. They can't. Where's the debt going to go? They're already at 37 trillion and Trump is borrowing 4 more trillion. They're never going to stop printing money. Never, until they kill the dollar. To me, it just seems like the politicians are going, I'm just going to live live as well as I can, as long as I can until all this runs out. So, and whether it's Trump, whether it's Biden, whether it's Obama, whether it's Clinton, it does not matter. Now, I will say during COVID, they did print more money than ever before in history. So in 1971, a little history lesson. In 1971, Richard Nixon, who was president then, took the dollar off of the gold standard. Now, what does that mean? That meant for every dollar that was in circulation, there had to be gold to back it up. So if there was $1 billion in circulation in the U.S. economy in 71, there had to be $1 billion of real gold. Now they sell y'all ETFs, which is just paper. But it was real. If you understand what I'm talking about, if this is making sense and you want me to keep going, smash thumbs up, let me know. But in 71, Richard Nixon removed the gold standard and it said, all right, we no longer need gold to back up the dollar. We no longer need the same amount of gold to back up the amount of dollars that exists. So as soon as he did that, America became a debt economy. There was no backing up. You could just borrow, borrow, borrow. And that's how the economy grew. And in fact, it got even worse. Just go look up fractional reserve banking, which is, this stuff is laughable how they get away with this. It's unbelievable. But you got to know something about it. If you learn it, you'll sit there and scratch your head and go, what? Wait, so I put $1,000 in the bank, and then the bank keeps 100, loans out 900 if the fractional reserve rate is 10. I'll just say 10. 10, which is the percentage they're required to keep in reserve, 10% of your deposit. So you drop $1,000 in it, they hold on to 100. I told you the banks never have your money. And also I told you if saving money was the way to wealth and freedom, the banks would save money. But they don't. And so banks don't save money. Now come on, y'all. With those dirt bikes, you can get on that sidewalk. Goodness people. So banks don't save money. And again, just think of this. If saving money was the way to financial freedom, why don't the banks save money? And so all of a sudden, you could drop $1,000 in the bank holds on to 100, sell 900. Yes, sell, that's what an interest rate is. They sell money, that's what debt is. That's what a loan is. Money for sale. That's why people care about the interest rates. How much is the money on sale for? Interest rates low, clearance sale. So they sell the money to you, and then you take the money. I'm sorry, they sell the money to you, yeah. And then you, first of all, I deposit $1,000. They keep 100, and then they sell the other 900 or loan it to someone else. That person takes the 900 and let's go say they put a down payment on a car. By the way, 900 ain't gonna get you anything today. 2 bags of groceries. And so sad. And I mean, it's sad in the grocery stores. Y'all better fix those prices. I'm about to start jacking y'all. I'm about to start just walking out with my water and my watermelon. Because y'all too expensive. No, I don't encourage that. But gotta do something. It's not the stores. Well, could be, because at this point I think there's a lot of greed. But you put the down payment on the car. So I put $1,000 in the bank. Just follow me. The bank holds 900. I'm sorry, holds 100, 10%. And they sell the other 90%, 900. Now they sell that to you. You borrow it for a loan on a down payment on a car. The bank, now you've given the money to another bank. You've given 900 to another bank. Now the bank, 10%, they keep 90, sell the 810. And this goes on and they loan it out and it goes into another bank. This never ends. Unbelievable. So somebody said, I heard there's not enough gold on earth to do that, but they should have set a money printing limit to avoid debt and inflation. At this point, I don't think they care because in my mind, I don't know a lot about this. It's just stuff I'm learning. But they have to be smarter than me. Even I know you just cannot keep printing this money. Eventually, you're just going to dilute it so much that it won't even matter. A loaf of bread will be $1,000. It just won't even matter. Yet, there we are out there working hard for this trash. If I told you to invest in something, Coca-Cola, and Coca-Cola started like this, booming on fire, and then for the last 90 years, Coca-Cola did this. Never up again, just down, 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 down. And we talked again at the end today, and I said, you want to invest in Coca-Cola again? And it's been going down for 90 years. And you'll look at me and go, that's stupid. Why would I invest in something that goes down, down, down and never comes up? And I'll say, exactly. Why invest in the dollar? It continues to die. The worst performing commodity out there is the US dollar. Now, I'm not telling you to go throw your dollars in the trash. They are worth something. But they could be worth a lot more. How do I know they're trash? Because banks don't save them. They don't even want them. The sooner the bank get it, the sooner they try to sell it. The banks don't even want it. They're selling trash. I remember in 2008, they were selling these mortgage-backed securities. Man, I'm taking y'all deep. My brain is just turning now. Too much information, I know, for some of you. But in 2008, during the housing market crash, they were selling these things called mortgage-backed securities. And essentially what it was is dead fish, dead, decayed, rotten fish. Would you eat that? Heck no, I wouldn't either. But they were packaging these things. This is one of the biggest fraudulent things that ever happened in American history, and nobody went to jail. If you and I get caught throwing trash on the ground, don't do it, but I'm just making an example. You could get arrested, probably not arrested, but you could get in trouble for throwing trash on the ground because it's littering. If I'm trying to think of something simple you could get arrested for. Trespassing. You see a sign that says don't go here, or you don't see the sign, and you end up somewhere you're not supposed to be, you get arrested for trespassing. Oh, I didn't even know. And it could be innocent, like, oh, dang, my bad, but they can still arrest you for trespassing. Right? And there it is. You have a court date, you got to waste money for this, and nothing serious, but you did get arrested for trespassing. Nobody went to jail, as far as I know, in 2008 from the credit bureau, Moody's, fraudulently understanding that these mortgage-backed securities were trash and stamped them as excellent, as AAA, which is the highest rating you could get, just so they could sell. People got rich, people lost everything, complete nightmare, but nobody went to jail. Now, if you and I always say the government is writing checks from a negative almost $40 trillion account. Negative 40 trillion. Think of how stupid this stuff is. And they've convinced you and me to chase dollars. 40 trillion. You and I get a overcharge if we go $5 over. The banks don't want to fund our next purchase. We can't even put gas in our cars because our account is overdrawn by $3. The government's account is overdrawn by $40 trillion. Now, I don't know if you know, but that's a lot of zeros. A lot of zeros. So now we're at a point Because the question should be asked, man, first of all, everything looks like it's working against me. If I go to college, I get this ridiculous debt. Jobs are leaving the marketplace. RIP to your job, especially if it does not require labor. I'll say this. If your job is not a labor-intensive job, adios. Might not be today, might not be tomorrow, but they're not going to need you. Financial advisors, gone. Tax accountants, gone. Market traders, gone. Lawyers. Whoo! I know I stepped on some toes with that, but I could go to AI right now. I ain't going to get into all that, but listen, even lawyers are going to be at risk. Coders, website designers, graphic designers, not gonna need you. Employee at Walmart, now you can take that frown and go home. They're not gonna need you. They're not gonna need you. Cashiers, not needed. I know what you're thinking. Well, Shon, they have cashiers. They do need them. Not if nobody goes into the store. See, you didn't think of that. You got to see the future. See, if you're going into the store, think about it. If you're going in the store, you're going into the store, sure, you need cashiers because you have people in the store that could, forget to scan, need help with the scanning. Because I'm always raising my hand like, I don't know what this thing's talking about. I scan too much, whatever. And then, aside from cashiers, there's managers and whatnot. But that stuff's only necessary because customers go into the stores. What happens when customers no longer have to go into the stores? I'm telling you, we're going to see vending machine targets. Where they're already training you to do it. You just don't realize it. You can already order from your house, pull up into a spot and get dropped off to you. All they have to do now is just close the doors and say no entry. You must order through the app and you can't even go in the store no more. What does that mean? Well, that means for everyone who's an employee, they could get on the loudspeaker and say, everyone who's an employee, who's an associate, who's a this and that, you can go home. All we need are people who can help bring the stuff out and load it. That's it. See, I told you the labor was the safest part. That's why I like to partner with labor companies, because I know they are not going anywhere anytime soon. Labor companies are going to be around longer than most. If you do taxes, don't need you. I could go on here right now to one of the AI apps and do my taxes. Better than going to a tax attorney. You know why? Because AI has all of the information at the same time and does not forget it. You can go into a courtroom, a lawyer can forget something. AI doesn't forget anything, has access to all the information at the same time. So yes, they're going to keep printing money. Yes, there's enough gold to back it up. But if you do that, now you force people to be accountable. And they don't want accountability. Why would you? Everybody's getting rich. People are becoming multimillionaires going into office. Obama went in, I don't know if how much money he was making before that, but he came out a millionaire. These politicians are going in and coming out millionaires. Millionaires. Being a president doesn't even pay that much. Maybe $400 a year, maybe. But you guys don't ask the questions because they've trained you so well. You're programmed not to even ask what's happening. Why is this like this? You never say that. You always get mad, get emotional, and you don't ask the right questions. When Trump was running against, what was the lady's name? Not the lady they just threw in with no votes. By the way, my God. They made y'all hate that man so much. Y'all just forgot that you should you should not be able to just enter a candidate without anybody voting for that candidate. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that. Whether it was Trump or not, doesn't matter. You should not be allowed to do that. Ever. Because now we're getting into, because you guys don't like communism, you better watch out. And so, no, not her. What was her name? Hillary Clinton. And Hillary Clinton made a comment during one of the debates. She said, and he doesn't pay taxes. And then America went nuts. Went crazy, just yep, this guy doesn't pay I pay taxes and blah, blah, blah. And I was sitting there thinking, well, is he going to jail? No. And I was like, is he under investigation by the IRS? No. So nobody's after him and he's not paying taxes? No. Oh. Well, the next question I have is, how? How do you do this? And that's when I started learning that debt is tax-free. Something else they won't teach you in school. Stay away from debt. Don't get into debt. Oh my gosh. Wait until you find out that the richest people in the world are loaded with debt. They look for debt. They love debt. Let me show you how. Bad debt, good debt. If you swipe, so you have a $10,000 credit card. I have a $10,000 credit card. If you swipe your $10,000 credit card to buy a car, take a vacation, go shopping, whatever, bad debt. Guess who's got to pay that back? You do. Now, if I take my $10,000 credit card and I decide I'm going to use this $10,000 to start a business. And it could be simple. It could be making birthday cards, gift cards, selling cookies, whatever you want to do. Does not matter. Just something simple. All of a sudden, you have to pay back the debt out of your own pocket. I can allow, if I run a successful business or sell some cookies or cupcakes or whatever, I'm just keeping it simple. When the customer buys from me, they pay back the debt for me. See the difference? Good debt, bad debt. Bad debt is debt you're responsible for out of your own pocket. Good debt is debt that someone else pays back for you. If you buy a house that you live in, I know it's going to make some of you mad, piss you off. I don't care. I don't need any more friends. So if you don't like me after this, it does not matter to me. I got my big boy pants on today. I ain't trying to be your friend. I'm not trying to be your enemy either. I'm just telling you straight up how it goes. So if you buy a house and then you move into the house, first of all, you bought the house with debt probably. You got a loan, a mortgage, debt, pledge, but we're not going to break down what the word really means. But that's what it means. And by the way, you realtors, you are turning into oil change salesmen, insurance salespeople. Like you always, do I need insurance? Yes. Do I need my brakes changed, my oil change? Yes. Hey, yeah, I'm only here for an oil change, but yeah, while you were here, I check your filter. You need an air filter, you need an AC filter, you need a filter for your shoes. You need this, you need your vent clean. you need windshield wipers, you need that. Man, I only showed up just to get my oil changed. Now I got 21 things. Like, I don't need all that. Just change my oil. You real estate, the bad ones, who are only in it for themselves, who are not really interested in what's best for the client, telling people, hey, now's the best time to buy a house. Oh, you're going to regret it if you don't buy a house today. Blah, blah, bleeping blah. Trash. Avoid them. Anybody out there telling you that today's the best day to buy a house, just get away from them. They're not your friends. They're doing what's best for them, not what's best for you. They're doing what's best for them. They're looking at that commission check, not what's best for you. Houses are overpriced. Jobs are not safe and secure. Job market is volatile. RIP to the job market. If you sign up for that house, you have a 30-year mortgage on average, right? So a 30-year mortgage. How do you pay for that mortgage? Oh, I got a job, so I use my paycheck for my job. Okay, so now you need a 30-year job because you don't have any other way to make money or pay your bills except the job. So 30-year mortgage, 30-year job, 30 years of your life dedicated to a liability. Yes, a liability. It does not make money for you. If you rent it out, sure, it's an asset. As long as you live in and pay for it, liability. You take a 30-year mortgage, you get that debt. Who's living in this house? You are. Who's paying these mortgages? You are. Bad debt. You move out of the house, you rent it to a tenant, they pay the mortgage and put money in your pocket. Good debt. See the difference? Very simple, very easy. Debt that you pay back, bad debt. Debt that someone else paid back for you, good debt. And it's just that easy. But if they taught you that in school, you wouldn't be a fool with money. Banks would be, I can just imagine banks, schools, colleges, universities are all in these meetings with the government and the Fed going, you better not teach these people. They're all in the meeting with the General Education Board, which I think Trump was trying to eliminate, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. Wake up, people. You don't have to like Trump. I don't know him. He doesn't know me. He abolished, what was the place that was killing all the babies? I can't think of it. But good job. Roe versus Wade. Should have been overturned when it was turned the first time. But the babies are inconvenient. You're inconvenient as an adult. What are you doing? Well, let's abort you. Okay, you want to live. Okay, got you. Stupidness. It's just stupidity. Oh, you want to live. Oh, you can speak for yourself. But you're not contributing. You're a bum. You're not working. You're not doing anything. Can't we just abort you? You're inconvenient. Oh, you want to live. Oh. Don't get me started. Because my feelings will come out again. I don't care what other people think. Teach my kids to do that. Don't care what they think about you. We're not here to make friends with everybody. I don't care. So, where was I? So much money printed, nothing's ever going to change. You better figure it out. You better figure out what you're going to do next. Trillions of dollars printed. Half of the economy in America, half of the money in America printed in the last 3-4 years, I want to say. Almost half of it. That's why the price of everything costs more. It's a good time to buy a house. No, it isn't. It's a terrible time to buy a house. Houses are the highest they've ever been in history. How's that good news? Interest rates high. How's that good news? Jobs are not safe. How is this news. Please tell me where the good news is. Because if you don't make any other way besides your paycheck, then if you buy a house with a 30-year mortgage, you need a 30-year job. And you know jobs are not safe and secure. You're lucky if you work a 30-day job. That's how bad it is. And if you're there past 30 days, the company's mad because they haven't had a chance to fire you yet. I know, making some of you mad, but it's the truth. You need to hear it. No chasers today. Some of you, no matter what I say on here, you're never going to change. You're never going to do anything. No matter how much I encourage you, you won't make a move. You'll sit there and you'll stay stuck. And then you'll look back at the end of your life and go, man, I should have done something when I had the chance. Yes, you should have. But most of you, you won't. The reason I know it is because if the average person was motivated to do something different, then we wouldn't have average people. We wouldn't have the 10% that's go and get things done. We wouldn't have that. We'd have the 90, 100% that's get things done. But it's the opposite. 10% are the go-getters. 90% goal quitters. There you go. The getters are the quitters. It's up to you. But nobody's going to stop you. It's got to be a decision you make to change your own life. It's got to be something you want to do to put yourself in the best position. What are you going to do about your life today? I don't know. I just know that you and I are headed into an abyss of financial negligence, intentional financial negligence, and a ton of question marks. What's the economy going to look like a year from now? No clue. Will the jobs be there? I don't know. I just tell you to read the signs. That's all I'm here to do. I'm just here to tell you, read the signs. Is that fair? Just read the signs. I don't know what the economy is going to look like a year from now, 10 years from now. I don't know. All I'm saying is read the signs. You guys can sit right on your porch or look out your window, look up at the sky and see a clear blue sky and say, oh, it's going to be sunshine today. Or you can come out, look at the sky, see the gray and blue clouds and go, probably going to rain today. And then if you feel like it's going to rain today, what do? I better pack my what? Umbrella, just in case. See, you're smart enough to interpret the weather. You're smart enough to interpret the signs. Yet, you come outside now, you look at the financial skies, you see job loss, mass job layoffs. You see inflation, or what I call hyperinflation. They don't want to get into that, but it's real. You see greed all over the economy. You see fraud. You see banks going broke, restaurants going belly up, stores firing everybody and pushing the employees out of the store. Pay rates are frozen. Salaries are frozen. Record layoffs, wars, which is big money. Student loan debt through the roof. Through the roof's roof. Credit card debt through the roof's roof. Hey, what's up? What's up, everybody watching online? I appreciate you watching. Smash thumbs up if you don't mind. Help me out. Help me grow the channel and get some attention. Get this message out. Student loan debt through the roof. Credit card debt, consumer debt through the roof. The cost of a house through the roof. The cost of a new car, heck, a used car, through the roof. Read the signs. They're all around you. Job insecurities, debt ceiling, bursting through the debt ceiling. Government, $40 trillion in debt. You and I can't even comprehend how much money that is. It doesn't even matter anymore. Banks no longer pay interest for savings accounts. Stock market, who knows? It's up now, but I believe it's all fake. Doesn't mean you can't make money. You should make money when it goes up or go down if you're smart. But not even speaking about investing, just looking at the stock market and going, it's inflated. It's not even real. It's been trying to come down for years. That's why they keep printing the money. Go find out where the money went after they printed it, and they don't know. AI replacing jobs. Jobs are lost every day. Job insecurity. It's the new wave. People looking for new ways to make money. Entrepreneurship. Searches for entrepreneurship on Google going through the roof. People searching for my content. Hey, this guy's talking about making money without having a job. How do I do that? Students piling up to get into the Middleman Masterclass. These are all signs that smart people are looking and going, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. This looks like financial rain. Financial storms ahead. I've been watching these videos, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get prepared so I can take care of my family. Yes, honey, we have a job. I have a job that's not labor intensive. AI or somebody on the other side of the world can do this job. They're probably going to fire me. I don't know. Maybe not today. I got people now, friends now, that's like, hey, we'll see what happens at the end of the year. I probably won't even be there. And I'm like, hey, bro, don't wait around. Don't wait around to find out. Start moving. Well, Shon, what do I do? Anything except what you're doing now. So, what's up, Cosmic Cream? What's up? Is it Bill Gun? It's a pretty cool name. If I said it right, I apologize if not. And so now you're starting to see the signs in the sky. You're starting to see that, you know, the world's economy is unstable. Well, what does that mean? Well, the same thing it means when you look up and you see rain clouds. You better pack your umbrella. But what if it doesn't rain? Hopefully it doesn't. But just in case it does, you'll be prepared. Well, now when you look up and you see the financial storms brewing, debt ceiling, fake economy, inflation, hyperinflation, job layoffs, AI introduced into the marketplace, companies failing, stores locking up $5 products. Come on, Walmart. And you're seeing all of this, and you still won't go and get your financial umbrella. You still sit there and say, hey, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stack money in the bank. What? Banks don't even save money. Banks pay no interest. They can't wait for you to stack money in the bank so they can get rid of it. Again, if saving money was the way to financial freedom, why don't the banks save money? Think about it. And so I'm going to work this job, trust this job's going to be there. It ain't going to be there. Well, what should I do? Good question. Questions are the answers. Or they help you get to the answers. You guys don't ask enough questions. Or when you do, you ask the wrong questions. So if I'm sitting there and I'm watching this video, I'm going, you know what? That's fact. This makes sense. There are no safe, secure jobs. People are getting laid off. Tons. Banks don't pay interest. They don't even save my money. Credit card debt through the roof. Housing costs, car costs through the roof. Grocery costs through the roof's roof. Something's wrong. Let me look up at this financial sky. Oh, yeah. We're headed for hard times. Well, now that you see that, which is the first step to understand what's happening around you, And the government just said they're going to print, because Trump just borrowed like 4 trillion more. 4 trillion more into the economy in the next few years. What do you think that's going to do to prices of stuff that you need? I just told you it's where it is today because they printed money. Not all of it, but a lot of it's greed, but they did print money. And guess what you're finding out? Prices don't go down. No matter how hard it gets, they don't drop these prices. If inflation was regulated like the government said it was a year ago or something like that, then why aren't the prices regulated? Oh, GREED? Okay. Well, at least you're being honest. By the way, I teach people how to start a business from their phone. It's called the Middleman Business. In a nutshell, I teach you how to partner with service businesses in your area, find the customers for them, take a deposit for yourself, send the work to the business. Don't do the work. So if you want to learn how to do that, working about 1 hour a week from your phone, that's really all you need. Everything else is fully automated. The booking, the dispatching, the payments, automatic. So if that's something you want to learn, put the word middleman in the comments below or go to middlemanceo.com and get in the masterclass so you can work with me. But if you get there and you click on the link for the VIP and it says full, then you could be added to a waiting list because people are not waiting. People are aggressive and ready to change their lives and make money. So who's in trouble right now? I'll tell you. You're in trouble right now. Most of you anyway. All right. So who's in trouble right now financially? You're in trouble right now if you believe that your job is safe and secure. You're in trouble right now if your paycheck is your only source of income. You're in trouble right now if you still believe that saving money in the bank is going to set you financially free. Don't trust your job. Don't trust your paycheck. Don't save money. Now, do I mean have zero in your bank account? No. What I'm saying is it's okay to have a few dollars in your bank account, but don't just stack everything in your bank account believing that that's going to be the answer. It's not. A better idea, let's say you have 1,000 in your bank account. A better idea would be to take 500 out of that bank account and try to use it to multiply it. How do you do that? I don't know. Figure that out. You can start a business. You can start a side hustle. You can bake cookies. You can bake cakes. You can buy a lawnmower, start cutting lawns. You can do hair. You can start posting online. You can start a middleman business like me. You can put it into the stock market. Yes, I know I'm not a fan of the stock market, but I believe that if you know what you're doing, you should make money when it goes up, when it goes down. I'm not against the stock market. I just believe it's inflated and it's a setup for a lot of people right now because it's going to crash and leave them broke. That's what I don't like. Other than that, I have no problems with it. AI is going to be doing all the picking for stocks anyway. Like even the people on Wall Street, they're not even going to be needed. An account broker for what? So, but if that's you and you're any of those, instead of believing that your job is safe and secure, you should understand that your job is not safe and secure and there is no job security. There is, in fact, job insecurity. Number two, if your paycheck is your only source of income, you should today start working on another source of income. Even if it makes you $100 a month. I know you're going to say, Shon, that's not a lot. Listen, it's not the amount that I'm trying to teach you. I'm trying to teach you the importance of creating the habit of learning how to do it. The amount will just increase as you get better. But the habit of learning that, hey, I don't need a paycheck, I can make money, that's worth an endless amount of money. If you have that skill, skills pay the bills. Number three, if you're just stacking money in the bank, Don't just stack money in the bank just to stack money in the bank. Use the money to make more money. Try to multiply it. And you don't have to take it all out, but just get in the habit of using some to make more money. You develop that habit, I promise you, it's going to change your life. So again, share this video with somebody who needs this information. Watch it over again. If I'm you, I'm watching it until it's programmed, because you got to reprogram yourself. You guys have been programmed, trained to fail. And I'm not saying they intentionally did it, because 20, 30 years ago, when your parents and your grandparents were working, the things that they taught you was good. Your parents taught you to go to school so you could get good grades, go to college, get a degree, and get a safe, secure job. There was a such thing as a safe, secure job, just not today. When they told you save up money, put it in the bank, save for retirement, all that was good news. But if you stack money in the bank today, it's not a good decision. They told you buy a house with your paycheck from your job. That was a great thing. That was good because houses were affordable and you had 20, 30-year jobs. That does not exist today and probably never will. So my advice to you is to rewatch this video, learn how to make money without having to go to work, create another source of income. Don't trust that your job is safe. It's not. And get into the habit of making money without going to work. So, I know this video went longer than I usually. Maybe it was meant for somebody. And if you're that somebody and you're still, because you're convinced that your job is not safe, you're convinced that stacking money in the bank has not and will never set you financially free, you're convinced that your paycheck as your only source of income leaves you at risk, then what you need to do is put the word middleman in the comments below or click the video link in the description below. Go get in the Middleman CEO Masterclass. Let me teach you one-on-one, if I can, how to start a middleman business from your phone. A business that books customers, takes deposits, dispatches the work. And here's the beauty of it. You only have to work about 1 hour a week doing it, because why? You don't do the booking, you don't take the deposits, and you don't dispatch the work. Well, Sean, you just said it's book, deposit, dispatch, and now you're saying I don't have to do it. Well, how does that work? Glad you asked. Remember, questions are the answers. Here's how it works. It's an automated online system built into your website, My Personal Software. What it'll do for you, it'll take the customer's information, it'll book the customer for you. It'll tell the customer a deposit of this amount is due, for instance, $250. Customer pays the deposit, goes into your bank account. You get an alert, Stripe alert. I know I get it plenty of times. Bing, $250 in your account. You haven't talked to anybody. You haven't talked to any customers. You haven't sold anything. You don't even know who it was. It takes their information, sends a confirmation to them, says, thank you, you've been scheduled. And then the ISPs, or your independent service pros, or what most people call contractors, I don't, but just so you understand, they'll get an alert saying a job is available. They'll look at the details. They'll accept the job. The job will be dispatched to them. They'll go out and actually do the physical work, not you. You just create a platform that books customers, take deposits, dispatch the work. And you don't even do it. The platform does it on its own. So if you want to learn how to do that before the price goes up, because it is about to go up, because this is a beautiful business model that's helping people make $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 per month without needing a job. And if you don't believe me, go back and look at some of my videos of students I've interviewed. I've been doing this now since 2020. I'm the best at it. I don't know if anybody else is teaching this. I just want to teach people that your job is not stacking money in the bank is a terrible idea. And you should never have one source of income. That's all I want to do. So if that's something you want to learn, No matter where you are in America or in the world. I have students on the other side of the world. You guys saw the video. I have one of my students, one of my favorite students. This dude is active in the military today, based in Germany, running a successful cleaning business in Charlotte. Why? Because it's run from the phone. Super easy. So go back and look at our interview. He'll tell you. But again, if that's something you want to learn, by the way, you get to choose whatever industry you want to work in. I have a list of my favorite 25 industries. Home cleaning, you could go in that industry. You could get into moving. You could get into hauling. You could get into garage repair. That's a lot of money. You can get into website design. It doesn't even matter. And you don't have to sit there and go, well, how do I figure it out? I teach you how to pick one. And you don't have to sit there and go, well, I don't know how to build a website. I don't know how to clean houses. I don't know how to move furniture. Again, that's the beauty of it. You don't have to know. And I don't need you to know, because you're not going to do the work anyway. All you have to do is set up your website to find customers, and I teach you how to do all that. And that's it. You get out of the way. Well, Sean, I don't have to talk to customers? Not if you don't want to. I don't have to call anybody? Not if you don't want to. This stuff is fully automated. That's the beauty of it. So if you don't believe it can work, look at Uber. How many people does Uber drive around? Nobody. Uber doesn't drive anybody around. Uber sends you to somebody who has a car, or you're the driver. They just connect the driver and the rider and they get paid. Well, what about Airbnb? Well, Airbnb doesn't own any property. They just connect you. These are all connection and matchmaking sites. All I'm trying to do is teach you how to make a connection or matchmaking site, and you get paid. So anyway, if you're sitting there going, brother, this is divine, I've been waiting for you, because that's what a lot of students say. I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting for this opportunity. Teach me. Then go to middlemanceo.com. Get into the VIP, because if you do that, you're going to work one-on-one with me. Go quickly, because I only take a handful of students each month. Don't miss out. Move quickly. I got to go, guys. If you have any questions,
whether you're buying
drop
or selling,
let me know. Somebody put middleman down there. Listen, again, really quickly before I wrap. And by the way, if you have a question about the middleman business, drop it right quick so I can answer it. I'll give you guys a couple minutes, because I don't want to leave anything on the table. Somebody said there's not enough gold in the world. Probably not. But it doesn't even matter anymore, because now people are storing money in Bitcoin, because all Bitcoin is just storage. And the reason it is because people don't trust the banks and the dollar. So instead, there's gold. Gold is just storage. Nobody's carrying around gold bricks. And Bitcoin is storage. So, but if you like what you heard about the middleman business model, and if you want to get into the class right now, go to middlemanceo.com, click VIP. If you get there, it does offer payment options as you go through the process of checking out. If that's not something you want to do, reach out to me. I can set you up on a private plan. Email me at middlemanceo.info, I-N-F-O, at gmail.com. Email me at middlemanceo.info at gmail.com. Email me there and say, hey, I want to get into class. I want to get on a payment plan. What do you have? Because the price is going to go up and it's never coming back down, because I'm very limited on how many people I can teach. And if this is something that can make you $120,000 a year, then what are you willing to invest to make that? I know what I would pay. I'd pay $20,000 to make $120,000. So, and it's not even close to that. So, but just wanted to share that with you. Go to middlemanceo.com or click the link in the video description that's going to be below, so you can learn, so you can